Alrighty, let's dive into this episode where we unpack the Elite Immersion Experience with Dan Henderson. Yo, welcome to the Elite Table Talk, where we unpack health professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs, and just everyday people, and looking at their lifestyle, their mindset, their routines, and we see what they have done to help them move forward and really just get more time back in the day. Most people say there's 24 hours in the day, but there's really 16 because we sleep for 8. But how do we get the most out of those 16? So grab a pen, get some paper, let's make some notes. Let's see what we can get from this episode today. Let's go. So Dan Henderson is a mentor of mine. I've worked with this gentleman for, technically known with him since 2020, but we started taking it a little more one-to-one last year and a half, and we're now coming. It's been really interesting to observe, over the years what he's done. So what he used to do was 4 events a year called the Elite Immersion. He would do it in Gold Coast, Melbourne, Sydney. I know, I got to travel and fly. And around those times when COVID was happening, it was pretty interesting. So obviously it was online. So then when they came out, started to travel, a lot of guest speakers. So he would probably have about 8 to 12 speakers on different specialists and different topics, from M Masters on HR. He had Lisa Barry on kind of how she built her 7-figure business and what she's done for her health and well-being. And then Jimmy Pom, who talked about marketing and building agencies. He had a lot of guest speakers, and he's a team of now 6 coaches. So he had 5, self, Jen, Beck, Jack, so 4. And they would kind of do their own pitch as well, like a TED Talk. And it's evolved over the years, and it's now gotten to a point where he does 2 major events, gets a lot of guest speakers, but each of his team members now talk about their specialty as well. So it's like 6 of his team, so he's got a bigger team now, 6 of his team, and then 6 to 8 specialist speakers. So it's really cool being able to see that. And now he does what's known as a mini immersion. So he actually travels to all of the states. So he does a marketing event, a 2-hour marketing event. So if you're interested in that, the link's below. We'll get it off him. Hey, Dan, can I get the marketing link so I can put in this podcast? And if this is still in the podcast, hopefully they put a laugh in your face. So then he does a day where it's literally powered through. So he presents a whole day, and it's literally a power day, which I enjoy, which includes lunch and good connections. And it was pretty good because in big events, there's just so many people. So a little bit, you kind of you go to the people that you feel that you need to talk to, and then you miss out on all these other people, and they could be missing out on those opportunities. And so you're a bit like, oh dear. The cool thing with the mini immersion is there's not as many people. It's not as intensive, so you can feel like you can get across to like each table. And there was 6 tables. You kind of get across to all those people. So we're going to unpack the mini immersion experience. I could talk about the big one, but the mini immersion experience, and we're going to go through the run through. So if you missed out on it and you're like, who's Dan Henderson? And you're like, I like Karl. I appreciate you, though. Dan Henderson is one of the people that I've learned from, and the purpose of this is to really just give you all of that information. So let's dive in. So the day started off with, me being me. I went and picked up Dan, went to his house, drove, picked him up, took him there. So he then doesn't have to worry about parking. He can work on his phone, get stuff done, get primed, get in the zone. We got a Jocko, so we got peak state. Because I like making people's life easier. So he could just roll in and start presenting. And then Karl had to spend 30 minutes driving around Coogee looking for a parking spot. I love when you find a parking spot and there's a person in front of you and they swoop into it. Mate. So yeah, fun times with that. So rolled in, obviously before 9 o'clock. We've got to be early for the event. Could sit, park myself in front of the projector at the back. That's where the cool kids are. Notepad, pen provided, scribble it out. It wasn't a elite or fitness profit pen. Maybe next time. And then there's pieces of paper called traction and goal setting. And off we started in a booklet. Nice booklet. It's literally about each section. So like the way Dan does his events is he has like 1 page of kind of what you're going to cover. And then you've got 3 pages for notes. So some people will give you like all the answers. So like selfish plug, Jimmy from Bali did his event. So we're doing recap, and he kind of gives you everything. So yes, no, notes. So it's like full broken down. And sometimes people will look at all that and they go, oh, it's too much, too hard. And then they throw it away, which is a shame. It's like cheat codes. Though what Dan does is he gets 1 page and then gives you lots of notes. So you just go, what are my main takeaways? A lot of the time, I used to do this a lot of the time. Shout out to my partner. She's a beautiful Kate Marginson, smart one. And she'll sometimes be like, you don't need to write everything. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? You got to write everything. She's like, yeah, but you'll miss some of them. She's like, just write down the things that you don't really know and, pencil that down, and you'll retain it and just put it in your own words. Or another takeaway from DMartini is you actually just write all the initials. So the act of writing kind of embeds it. But if you said, hi, how are you? You go, HHAU. So HHAU. And that's a way to speed write and get the information. And it's because the thing is, you look at the notes and a lot of times you'll be like, what does that mean? But it might prompt you. So it's just getting it locked and loaded. So we started off with the 4 futures. So began with today, wanted to gain what's your focus? So what does everyone want? Everyone's like, I want clarity, processes, plans, direction, and structure. And that was really it from the whole room. And so we started with the 4 futures. And the 4 futures are, you ask yourself, what's it going to take for you to have a great, an outstanding future? So obviously the pinnacle of the pinnacle. It's probably what you believe it's impossible. A great future, it's kind of what we all reach for. If you do the exact same thing, and then less. So you paint out all of these things. So it could be, for example, outstanding future, want a team of 20. Great, team of 10, same, team of 4, less, team of 2. So to do a team of 2 or say the same, it's like, don't do anything. Okay, that's pretty easy. But if you want to get to the high one, start putting out job ads and recruiting. Are you doing that? No. Okay, there you go. So you start to break that down into some actionable steps that you can implement. He broke it down into, you go, what's your income? What's the profit? How many members do you want? What's your total team? What are their roles? What are the products and services you have? What do your working weeks look like? What any charity events, any events that you're doing, any passion projects, locations, and values and missions, and how you live that. Second section, we go into revisiting the roadmap. So this is a roadmap for business owners where it breaks down like the base, the minimum that you need. And then as you scale it, these are the things that you would do. For example, if you have 1 service, this is probably what you're generating. 2 services, 3 services, 4 services that provide value to the people that work with you. That's pretty cool. That's the cheat code. Whole bunch of notes, 4 questions to reflect on. Where were you 12 months ago? 2, what were you focused on back then? So you actually do a past reflection. How was your life changed and improved to now? And what do you know now that you didn't know back then? So for me, what I didn't know is like how to question people and align with their goals and visions to make sure it's the right fit. Stress comes and goes. The story, however, how you were resourceful will last forever. Team is also a reflection of your inactions and poor leadership if not performing to where you want to be. And then mentioned a book of Never Lose a Customer Again. Third section was vision component, so building out the vision and really just getting more dialed in. Done this 6 times in the last 2 weeks. It must be everyone going, Karl's goals aren't clear enough. But it's just really the goal. So, for example, I want to lose 5 kilos. Then do it again. I want to lose 5 kilos so I can fit in a bikini. Yep, Karl wants to fit in a bikini. Picture that. Why? Karl wants to lose 5 kilos to fit in a bikini so you can be ready for summer. Karl wants to lose 5 kilos to fit in a bikini to look good for summer. So gets double. So I'm snapping necks. People doing double takes. Like, damn. At the beach to build my confidence so I feel stronger and more confident in myself every single day so I can rock it and get that promotion that I want in my career. Oh, well, that's very different. So you start to then build out those layers and it starts to become a clearer vision. And then, create an action so it's tangible. Set an alarm to remind yourself, have it as a screensaver. Like a lot of people do their lovely partners, right? Lovely partner, and you're like, oh my God, she looks amazing. It's like, yeah, but maybe what does that mean? I've got another one. It's like, be even more outstanding that ignites passion and provides a greater experience for myself and others right now. It's like, okay, I feel good, but how am I giving back to other people? So it's things like that that can prompt you to have these thoughts every day. So creating those daily habits and actions. 4th was a traction organizer. So this is where you break down and you look at those goals and you break it down into what are the metrics you can use, what are the services and products that are going to help you, community elevations or KPIs that you set yourself, and really setting those little tangible habits that you can do that makes it easy to assess. Like, how did it go this week? If I said I was going to do 100,000 steps, you've only done 50,000 steps, put your shoes on, get to walking. Or next week, be realistic. Do I need to make it less and build myself up? Then number 5, hot seat. Hot seat is pretty much where we dive deep into the section where we go into everyone's personal problems or individual challenges. So if you're someone there and you're struggling with one thing, You get up, you talk about that, and you've got a surrounding of about 30 to 40 people, and they can give you your input. They might not be struggling with that, or they've already overcome it, and they might have a system or a resource to support you. So that then brought it to the end of the day. So then everyone had documents ready to go, notes that they could start an action on literally from the day, and off they went. And that was the wrap of the Elite Immersion. So it was quite good, jam-packed. Usually it's done over 3 days. You'd have different speakers and specialists. But the thing I liked about it, it was one day, it was in, it was out, and then off we went, and we had the weekend then to work away. So that was the mini immersion. Till next time, we'll do the Elite Immersion, which will be a 3-day event, probably broken into 3 episodes because there'll be lots. Till next time, adios, amigos. Oh, and if you're interested in the immersion, check it below. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into that episode. Hope you really enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and also to share so we can help more people. Now, with your pen, you've probably written down heaps of things, but the things like myself, like there's blank pages, but pages, got lots of notes. What are the top 3 that you got out of today's episode? If 3 is too much, action on one thing and just see how it goes for you for this week. And make amendments and adjustments so you're constantly improving and refining it and moving forward in your health, your training, your life. If you ever get stuck, reach out to us at info@vitruvianhealth.com.au. Always here to help. Till next time, adios, amigos.